Trisha again. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Trisha and I am a 57-year-old that just retired 3 months ago. Early retirement, that is. And I talk about, my channel is all about things that you might encounter as an early retiree, things that it took to get to be an early retiree, or kind of all the things that you need to take care of once you are an early retiree. So a little bit of finance, all from my perspective, nothing from a professional provider of financial services. So, just my experience. And then also things that kind of occur during the journey of retiring. So if that's the kind of content that you're interested in, please follow my channel. I love sharing what I've experienced, and I love being able to help anybody that I can to reach early retirement as well. So today I want to talk about how Bitcoin fits into early retirement. Based on a conversation I had with my dad about a month ago, we were talking about Bitcoin and whether or not it has a place in our investment strategy. And it was more coming from him than from me. And so, we chatted about it, and my feeling based on the research that I've done is that when you reach a certain age, so for him, he's in his 80s, for me, I'm close to my 60s, there comes a point where you won the game. You've retired and you have a stable income and you know what that income is. And then anything extra that you have in savings or investments or whatever your vehicle is for your assets, that pretty much should be something that's stable, that continues to provide you with all that you need. So we figured that, at this age, we've won the game. We're already in retirement. And so we want to enjoy the money, and for him especially, enjoy the money and, spend it on things that, you want to spend it on, or invest it, but it doesn't need to be anything that's going to, make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, within the next year. Not to say that Bitcoin can do that, but we have seen a ramp up in its value over the last year. And most of that's on speculation because, the upcoming transition of the new president is very favorable towards Bitcoin. And so, there is a lot of positivity going towards that asset, so, but in what I feel is that it's really kind of a gamble because I don't feel that it's, a guarantee that it's going to progress as they think it will, nor is it an asset of a company that I can evaluate. So it's a little bit on the gambling side to me. And so for Bitcoin for early retirement, for me personally, and for my father, for anybody who's already retired and is a little bit older, I don't think that's a really good choice of investment. And that's just my personal, opinion. I just think there's a lot of risk to it. And, it's at this point, there's not really a point to take that kind of risk. Although Bitcoin does have the possibility to continue to increase, and a lot of people have made a lot of money off of Bitcoin, I feel that there's other areas of investment that to me are more favorable, given that I'm an early retiree, that are a little bit more stable and predictable. And I think that I'd rather put my money in companies that have a history of turning a profit, having, a lot of free cash flow, good financials that pay a dividend, or more safe, investments like bonds or even annuities that, that continue to pay out a certain amount every single month or year above inflation. So at this point, I don't think I should be taking the risk of a Bitcoin. However, if you're saving for generational wealth and you're planning on passing on a portion of your entire portfolio to your children or your grandchildren, then I think it might play a small role, a very small role, because that's going to continue to grow or not. But you want to be able to put aside a small amount, because if it ends up being the currency that we end up using in the future, you kind of want to have a little bit of, you want to profit from that. And so personally, I would only feel comfortable investing a very small portion, and I wouldn't even do it into Bitcoin itself, because I think it was Warren Buffett who said, he doesn't invest in things he doesn't know about, deeply, and not really understanding the entire Bitcoin process. I probably will end up buying a Bitcoin ETF. That's a few Bitcoins, so that all my money's not in one particular Bitcoin. So, and it's managed by people that actually know what they're doing. So that's probably the role that I think Bitcoin will have in my retirement, is a very, very small speculative percentage going to Bitcoin. But 99% of my money is going to be invested in corporate America, international companies, a little bit of bonds, just diversified, but yet with stable, aristocrat kings that, provide a history of profitability, stability. So I would say that, it does have a role in my portfolio. It is just a very small role. Now, if I was advising my kids in their investments, I probably would say, it would be okay to put a portion of their money into some type of ETF or Bitcoin if they know enough about it. But a very small portion still for them as well. So I do feel like it has a small role. It just is that, a small role. So it's not that I'm a Bitcoin hater or somebody who is anti-Bitcoin. I just don't know enough about it to feel comfortable putting my money there. Because for me, I don't really see the asset. I see that if more of our country starts accepting it, and slowly it becomes the currency that we use, it will be of value. But I don't really think that's going to happen in the immediate future. So I just prefer to take the more safer route and put my money into companies that I use on a daily. If I'm going to buy a coffee at Starbucks, I know the company, I can analyze their financials and determine whether or not I feel that it's run well and that it's meeting the criteria that it needs to meet for me to invest in it. Can't do that with Bitcoin. So I'm not a hater on it. I just don't understand it well enough, and to me it's more speculative and it's more of a risk, and I don't really care to win the lotto overnight with a Bitcoin. I'd rather just take the slow and steady approach. So that's always worked for me, and that's what I'll continue to do. I think for the money that I do put into an ETF, a Bitcoin ETF, will be very small. And if I lost it because, Bitcoin decides that, or it's determined that it's not a viable currency in the future, I'm okay losing it. Because that's how I feel about it. I feel like it's a gamble, and I have to be okay with losing it. So that's my feeling on Bitcoin in early retirement. I don't know if other people feel more confident about it and are able to put more of their money into it, but that's how I feel. I prefer to have companies that provide a dividend. I plan on using some of that dividend to live off of. So to me, that's a more predictable route. So anyway, that's my feeling. Hopefully, I don't know if others kind of feel the same way. Please comment below if you have any experience, and I mean, I know a lot of people have made a lot of money off of it, but to me, like I said, it's a gamble. I've heard that, I watched that Doge guy. He made millions and then he stuck with it and he lost millions. So I don't want to be that person. I just want a nice, steady, predictable retirement. So that's not a concern. So comment below. Let me know what you think. And okay, take care. Talk to you soon. Subscribe if you haven't. Bye.